been doing. I'm not doing too well, boys and girls. This menu right here, I don't even know what I'm making, but y'all gonna see me eat. Yes, y'all will. Okay. My goodness, I was in my freezer and look what I found. Wow. I don't know how long I had these pork chops, but your girl is gonna take this and put it in her empty refrigerator. I'm gonna have them. Probably, I don't want to really eat too many times a day. I'm not on a diet or anything. I'm working on my allergies. So, I'm working on that. I just took 3 dozen eggs to my neighbor because I really and truly can't eat them anymore. I've been fighting that allergy that I knew I had, but I realized that those eggs are making me hot. So I'm going to brown some butter now. I don't really know what I'm making. I just know I'm going to put some tofu in the pot. I have to eat a lot more tofu than I was eating before, and it is what it is. So I'm just thankful for provision. I'm going to try to brown that little bit. Put some peppers, some onion, and then I'm going to put some mixed vegetables. And that's about it. I have a whole block of tofu, but since I only have one left, and I'm basically running on E when it comes to what I have access to, I have to take small portions. This is what I have left, and that's it until I can go to the supermarket again. Oh, your girl is doing it. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Woo. Thank you for my clean stove. That's right. My stove is clean. I know my home. That is nice. That is nice. Woo! Woo! That's hot. Woo! I'm only using garlic, pepper, onion, and a touch of salt. Why? Because I'm working on some stuff up in here to figure out what's causing me this pain, what's causing me these hot flashes, all that foolishness. Put in some more onion powder, not too much, and some garlic powder, lots. I'm not going to be selfish with the garlic powder. One of the things that I absolutely love about garlic powder and onion powder is the smell when it hits the pan when it starts burning. Oh, I love it. But I'm not actually looking to burn my food up, so I'm just going to add a little bit more butter in there. You hear that? Beautiful. Oh, you know what? Let me turn the fire down. Lord have mercy. Nobody would tell me that. But then again, this is not live. Okay, there you go. Put this back. I'm going to put in some mixed vegetables. I don't know what happened, but I am almost positive I bought broccoli. I'm almost positive I bought broccoli. delicious. I'm gonna put the top on it for a few minutes, turn it down, and let the flavors get all up in there. And this is going to be my Saturday morning meal. It is 11:20 or 11 something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what difference is to me. I don't know why I care about the time, but guess what? Just imagine if they were looking for me, trying to figure out where I was. They would always be able to tell that this girl is always home. I mean, give me a life, right? Well, maybe one day. Now I'm going to wash up my dishes. Mm-mm. Nope. Hell no, no. No, we not. See, let me tell y'all something, boys and girls. I have to eliminate a lot of what's on my stove, but this food has absolutely very. So I'm gonna just put a little salt in it, just a little bit of salt. I have to remove a lot of things, so I'm gonna try to. I want to eat now. I haven't eaten, and I've been up since 7 something. It's already about to be 12. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of organic spices, a little flavor to it. Add a little this to it, and I'm gonna mix it up. Leave it on very low for a few minutes. Try to. Ooh, oh my goodness. Ooh, that smells good. Something in that bottle. Ooh, I wish I knew what that one ingredient was. Mmm. That was beautiful. This looks absolutely delicious. But I'm so accustomed to a certain type of flavor, but I need to get away from that because that is absolutely not what's good for me. So I may need a little bit of shaking of paprika. Let's add a little bit of that in there. Add a little love up in this pot. Is this paprika? Yeah, make sure. Add a little bit of that in there. This pot feels like it's gonna taste nice. And let me tell you something. This is what I'm gonna try to make 2 meals out of because I'm working on something. So I'm gonna let it sit here on low for about 5 minutes. Let those flavors get in there so I can have something to eat. Hello everyone, Shay's Creations again. And guess what? I got the whole pot in the bowl. So I don't think it's going to be 2 meals like now at 11 and then one at 6 p.m. It's not going to be that. It's going to be on this table until the whole plate is done. But I didn't taste it yet. And want to know why? Because it's damn hot. It's hot. But I am extremely thankful that I got the energy to do this video today. I didn't want to record, for a few more days because emotionally I'm dealing with something, and I'm not just dealing with something. I'm dealing with a few things. For one, the massive amount of heat that I have been dealing with. I knew it had to be coming from the foods that I have been eating, so I had to remove a lot of stuff to re-enter some stuff and then figure out how it makes me feel and things like that. So when I say I'm doing great, I'm doing great. Does that mean I'm doing a lot better than I was before? Absolutely not. But it allows me to stay positive, to allow me to stay focused on this fact that I'm doing better. It doesn't mean I have to not be at 10. I just have to not be wherever. So I'm just focusing on that. But one of the things I have to do now is put some of this lotion on my hands because my hands were so messed up because I wash my hands so much. But I realized that one of the problems is my dish detergent, and it's Dawn dish detergent is absolutely not good for your dishes, your hands, none of that. So what I have done is I started I have the Dawn on the counter. Say if I have a greasy pot that I can't get the grease out of, I have been washing my dishes with baking soda and rinsing my dishes with vinegar. And believe it or not, when I'm doing that, the what I can hear on my glass plates and stuff is beautiful. I can feel the difference, and I can also feel the difference internally. I thought I was going crazy, but I said, you know what? Some of this stuff is coming from somewhere, and I'm entering it in my body in different ways. So I had to sit down and I had to take accountability for a lot of things I was doing. So one of the things I did a few days ago, I had to go in my bathroom and I had to take out all my soap and I had to, do a little bit of searching, and everything that I was bathing with was causing my skin to dry. So and on top of that, I use like hot water in the shower, so my hands feel beautiful now. Oh, I haven't felt this feeling in so long. They are so smooth, like a baby's bottom, boys and girls. But I stood on the counter a couple days ago with all of my body wash, and I heated up some coconut oil, and I put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in all of my body wash. It was either that or throw the body wash out, but the base of the body wash was still good. It was only missing the moisture level that it needed. So coconut oil is good for moisture. So I put some coconut oil in each of the bottles, and then I put some hot water on the stove to warm the bottle to get the coconut to flow through the bottle. And then I went in the bathroom and got my big pump body wash, and I checked the back, and of course it was missing an ingredient, and I put some coconut oil in there. So I will be able to use all of that soap, but when I finish that soap, I only want one soap, and it's either I'm going to make it myself or I'm going to have to pay the piper to get it made. But boys and girls, when I tell you, people have done a tremendous job of fucking themselves. It is amazing. I have gotten off my computer. I've gotten away from my cell phone. Now my cell phone, I've really and truly not been connected to it, but I believe my cell phone's not even in here, so I don't know where it is. If you see a oh, that's my cell phone. That cell phone has no service, so that's the one that can stay right here by me. 9 times out of 10, I may end up with a message, but I feel so much better. I am completely detoxing off of devices. You have no idea. Yesterday, I turned my computer. I plugged my computer in. Let me explain something to you. I am off devices to the point where I am pulling out the plug from the wall. There is no reason to have my computer plugged up if I have no intentions on using it, and I haven't been using it like that. So I go to Facebook every now and then. I get a message, whatever, but I have been trying to be a little, lenient with that because I don't actually want to be on Facebook. I demonetized my Facebook maybe about 7 8 days ago, and I have felt much better. But now I have to learn that I need to be off of Facebook, point blank period. I need to be off of Facebook. I didn't realize at a major point in time what Facebook was actually doing. So now that I do understand, I can't fix the problem, but I can help myself by not being part of the problem. So that's all I'm going to say to the best of my ability. But for a while, oh, I have to taste some food now. Ooh, ooh, There is something special. Now I'm going to tell you something. Normally I wouldn't eat this. Kid you not. I am used to a certain type of flavor in my pot, and this is not it. Definitely not it. But what I absolutely need is right here in this bowl. So am I going to eat it? Yes, I am. Every last drop. Because I'm going to get myself accustomed to what I need rather than what I want. Because wants can lead you in places that you don't have no business being. Absolutely. Lord have mercy. God provides, honey. This is good. Ooh. I don't know what is in my mouth, but it is a spice that came out of that jar. Mmm, mmm. I'm gonna have to find a place that sells those spices by the bag so I can get this, and this because I am moving away from those complete seasonings in the jar. Honey. Nope. Number one, anything with a red top that is made by McCormick will not be on my counter. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. So I already did away with some of that. Mm, 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 mm. I'm so sorry, boys and girls. Mm, 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 mm. The freshness in that corn. Oh my goodness. Woo. Lord have mercy. Y'all would think I never ate before this food tastes so good. This is not my kind of meal now. I'm gonna tell you the truth, boys and girls. Mm, the pepper. Mm, I don't know how, but I'm not gonna say it again because I said it 1,001 times already. But I missed my eye doctor appointment. Oh, we had a blizzard the day of my eye appointment, and I need my eyes checked so bad. Mm, 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 mm. Miranda, let me tell you something. Mm, mm. Now, mm, 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 ooh, that's good. Mm. I've had tofu a lot of times in my life, but I wasn't accustomed to making it on my own stove. Whenever I was hospitalized for mental health reasons, they fed me tofu because of my allergies. See, they listen to my menu needs and things when I don't, because my doctor reports are there. So they won't serve me eggs in the hospital. But, boys and girls, I have been sitting here going through a lot of stuff. But you know what? What I had to do was just stay in a zone of taking accountability for what I did to myself. And it would help me not put a band-aid on some of my problems. But I paid $184 for some tickets that I did not incur on my vehicle. They cashed my money. I contacted the bank because I didn't think they cashed my money because they did not update the account to take off the $184. Now the $184 ticket is $285 and I think 86 cents. I contacted the people. They said that the check was cashed and they gave me back $8 late fee, but still did not take off the $184. You know why? Because now, although they have my money, they want 200 and something, although that's the late fee that came on it because I already paid the ticket last month. So there was nothing I could do. My Social Security check came the day before yesterday. I ended up paying another $96 ticket. That ticket, I paid in three parts though. I'm going to tell you how I did it. But I finalized it yesterday with when I got my Social Security check. But I've been mailing them little piece, little piece, little piece. And I said if they didn't want my money, since they don't want it piece by piece, they would just have to send it back. But they didn't. But still, none of the payments are uploaded. And since it went through bill pay, it went to them electronically, which means they already have my money. So I don't know what the blows and skirts going on, but I do know that I cannot go to court because that's it. So I'm going to wait. My income is gone for the month. I have nothing else. I'm going to wait and hopefully make another ticket payment little by little. However, the grace of God helps me work it out. But 2025, my rent went up over $600 and it wasn't supposed to because I didn't have the income to allow it to go up that high. My caseworker said to me he had no idea what was going on. He didn't know where they were getting the math from, and he told me what my rent was supposed to be. But although I was not the only person who went through it, other people were raising up hailstorms and everything. I wasn't doing any of that because, first of all, I was thankful for my roof. And I figured at some point they would find the problem. And I was banking on one thing, and I was banking on maybe May of 2026 that I would get some type of letter in the mail, or whatever the case may be. So this morning I woke up, plugged in my computer after I went and took care of my personals and all that other stuff. Oh, that air feels so good coming through this window. Oh my goodness, it is February. Woof, and that is free electricity, honey. Ooh, I love winter. I dread summer. But anyway, so I plugged the computer up, and when I checked my message, I got a message from someone that I haven't spoken to in a long time. And we did a little updating and everything. And I told her some of the stuff that no one will ever hear out of my mouth. And when I say no one, I absolutely mean it. But I do know that she's not on any of the sites or whatever. So and it was how I felt at the moment. So then I checked my mail, and there is a letter in my mail today. And I'm hoping it has something to do with me recertifying so that I can send in my documents. That's all I'm hoping for. So if it is, before the deadline is due, I'm going to print all my bank statements, all my everything. I'm going to write my little notes or whatever, and I'm just going to send it all in and hope everything comes to where it needs to come to. I have been feeling so like in between, because there are times when I could have used a little bit of information to help me make a better decision for myself. And then there was times that I got little information that I didn't necessarily need, that may have gotten me somewhere that I shouldn't have been. Long story short, I take nothing from that. There's no hate, no disdain, no nothing. But my building is working on something. And I spoke to someone in sometimes I have to remember people, places, and things. You just don't know who's watching your channel. And then there's times you do know who's watching your channel, who doesn't comment on your channel. So you got to be very careful. Not saying that that's my case. I'm just saying in general. So people, places, and things. But now I'm sitting here, and I was speaking to someone a few days ago, and it was confirmed. And I was speaking to a different person that has lied a few weeks ago, and found out it's definitely confirmed. So the only thing I can say for myself is I am not in my home breaking any of my laws. So I'm hoping that nothing comes my way that I have to pay the consequence for someone else's behavior inside their home, because I have learned one valuable lesson. Shut my mouth. And that's it. Because when people chose to shut theirs, they shut theirs. So I'm going to learn the same thing. Shut my mouth. But this morning I feel so good. I kid you not. There's someone in this building that is very angry with me. Very angry with me. But deep down inside, they know they have no reason to be angry with me. And a few weeks ago, I made a comment on this video about said person, but someone that was in my home said it is only shame and embarrassment that they're upset with me and nothing else, because I actually did nothing wrong. The only thing I did was bestow kindness. And today I realized I cannot eat the eggs anymore. I cannot force myself, although they're $2 a dozen, whatever the case may be. So I took three dozen eggs somewhere, left them at a door, and I text a message. The only reason how I know that the person does not hate me is because they would have never took the eggs. I know the person from deep in here. So I put the eggs at the door, and then I had a little text message and said something, and then I came in here to mind my business or whatever. And then a few minutes later, I got a feeling, and then I went outside my door, and So I'm thankful because I understand that the person understands now. My heart was in the right place. I did what I would do again if pushed in the same place because my heart was leaning on kindness. But I learned something valuable this morning. A lot of people are going to suffer. A lot of people are going to suffer because they gave up on kindness and they leaned towards greed. A lot of people, and a lot of people on YouTube who are monetized are going to suffer greatly. And yesterday, I took my time. I sat right here in my living room yesterday. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. First of all, I did all my little morning things. I have to show love to my home, honey, because my home has to have love because that's where I live. So I did all my things and whatever, and then I put on CC wine in here for 5 to 6 hours to the loudest I can put it, which is not tremendously loud like if you was outside with a car system, whatever. But I didn't even give a damn. You want to know why? I'm having a lot of cigarette issues in here, so and I don't smoke. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do for me. So it was. I played my CC wine and then I came in here and I turned my TV on and I put on one of my favorite shows that is not. I don't even have access to the Hallmark Channel, so I'm like scraping by with whatever YouTube gives me for free. Oh, I just need the YouTube channel. I mean, the Hallmark Channel so bad because my show is coming on in August. So I have to decide if I'm going to pay for the app. But right now, I can't afford the app. And in my bank account, I have, I think, $4.89. The Hallmark app is maybe, I think, like $8.99. Even if I wanted to put that, I can't do it because I really and truly have to make sure that that goes towards something that I have that I owe. I don't want to take $4 and whatever change and do something with it that when I owe someone else. Absolutely not. And owing someone means that my electricity, my rent, those type. That's what I'm talking about. Bills. So, and I love bills, boys and girls, because bills remind you that you have something. So I'm sitting here needing that, but the Hallmark Channel has absolutely been healing me inside out. So not only that, my journal, writing in my journal, it is amazing what you would think of that you don't realize that you actually need. And if I could go into to the Dollar Tree and buy 10 journals, I would right now. I would because I actually didn't realize that this would help me, but it does. It does. So I'm sitting here now and I'm saying to myself, I feel like in between because my phones are off, which means I don't want to be contacted. I don't want anyone popping up at my front door, unless, of course, my neighbor downstairs or one of my neighbors on the floor, whatever. When I say outside sources, I mean someone from outside that would normally not be here. I don't want anyone at my door. And then I learned something valuable over the course of time. There's maybe a person that would knock on my door, and a few minutes after they're in here, they're asking a question, and I'm learning now how to spot stuff like that. You want to know why? Because just say you're in your house for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and no one is there. And then all of a sudden you get a friendly visit at the door, and they're there for a few minutes, and then next it's a question and stuff like that. Sometimes we have to stop and look at that. Not the actual moment of them being there, but the times when they were not there. And we have to also stop and realize that peace and tranquility means being alone. So I am thankful beyond stars. I cannot tell you where my level of peace is, but my level of peace has gotten so much better since I got off of devices. And I'm so thankful because I was never a person that was into cell phones. But a long time ago, when I was in a warehouse trying to purchase something, when I saw that the iPhone was $250 wholesale and basically still is, and that the iPhone is pure profit, and that they purposely do the iPhone a certain type of way so that when the glass shatters and the whole kind of other stuff. So When I learned that, I was thankful because I will never purchase an iPhone. And then when some of the things started going wrong in the economy, I don't know who it was, but it was a very popular person said, thank everyone who purchased the iPhone. And that's all this person said. Whoever this person was, I don't know, but I did see and listen when the person said, and it was a couple of years back that stuff started going wrong. And the person said, thank every person who purchased an iPhone. Now, a few months ago, I was having a conversation with a few people, not at one time, because I don't have conversations like that. I can't be around different people at one time. But each person that was dealing with a certain issue, I just happened to ask a random question. What kind of phone do you have? And every one of them had an iPhone, and I'm like, I'm just looking. Now, a few days ago, this week, now I don't even know what day of the week is. I'm guessing it's Saturday, but I would have to look on a device to find out. But just this week, I saw a post where people are taking devices away from their children. And there was a group of people. Now, I shared this on Facebook, and no one commented on a person. It doesn't matter. I don't need a comment because I'm not monetized. But even it doesn't matter. But I was so thankful when I saw that. But I said, little too late, little too late. But at least they have the understanding now. Take these devices away from these damn children. So I said, And I am thankful now beyond stars because I had to explain to my daughter why I don't want any grandchildren. We don't need any extra miles coming in unless we get ourselves where we need to be. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I have 496 subscribers on this channel, and not one, maybe one of you know what this channel is going to be. But I have something in store for this channel. I don't know when. I do know it will only be for my subscribers, but I kid you not, I am going to be loyal, and I am thankful because guess what, baby? I have equipped my channel to where when my channel makes it, I shouldn't lose anything. The only thing I should lose is the handcuffs that I have attached to people, places, and things that are not for me, and that's it. But I'm thankful. When I saw 5 subscribers pop up a couple days ago, but I kid you not, I look at every profile of whoever subscribes to me. I am very careful in everything I do. Anyone subscribes to me, whether I'm commenting on your videos or not, you best believe I'm watching. Yes, the hell I am. I'm watching because I need to know who's hip hugging to me. Absolutely. So if you were in the chair exercising this morning, girl, I was exercising too. Yes, I was. But I gotta say, when I saw your video, I had already just come out the shower, just put on my clean clothes, just lotion down to give myself the love, and then I see you work out in the chair, and I'm like, oh man. But when you were doing this right here and bringing this down right here, I felt so different. So I need you to mention what that is for because I'm new to the channel. Because I don't know, but when you were doing this and you were doing this like this, but I did the workout in my computer chair. I'm gonna have to go in my bathroom and get my nursing chair because my arm's here. But when you were doing something else with your arms, I chose to use my 5-pound weights, and I kid you not, my arms are still in a poor thing. But I use my row and ride a few times every day. So maybe since you did mention you have knee problems, you need to get a rowing ride. I have a rowing ride. I have gout, but I have no issues with gout anymore. Absolutely not. And my rowing ride is helping me in places on my body that you would never hear someone speak about on the rowing ride, because the rowing ride people are targeting one area. But me, I have legit figured out positions for my feet, my arms, and everything else where the rowing ride is helping me. But you will only notice that if you see yourself completely for who you are, naked. That's why I say I'm living my best life, boys and girls. 56 years old, I take my damn clothes off and look like that. Shit, boy, bye. And I don't like that bye. My friend is thinking about me, and I told her I don't like that nasty behavior. But scratch that off. I don't know how to edit, but I'm not gonna edit anyway. I did a video a few weeks ago, and I said something at the very end that I did not want published on my video, because I have to be mindful of what I say now. That's why I feel like giving up this channel. But I did learn how to edit, so I think I chopped off like 10 minutes of the video. So I might have been talking and then it said boom, but I don't know how to go in and listen and see where it was. But I gave up a little too much at the very end. I just didn't know where at the end. So I just said, you, boom, cut, bye. Ooh, and I had so much fun on that video. But I am so thankful. I'm so thankful. The only thing I could do, stay in this house. I'm so sick and tired of crying, boys and girls. This girl is a crybaby. But 9 times out of 10, I am crying because I am happy. I am happy. And I'm gonna say something. And I have to be very careful. And I'm learning to fix my vocabulary, because I don't like all this stuff that I'm picking up. But people, places, and things, we have to monitor that. But someone was, let's just say, someone was in this airspace showing one face, and then when I wasn't around, showing another. And I feel like God has blessed me, because I'm going to be in a position to see karma. But when I say what I say, I'm not saying it because I'm wishing bad luck on someone. It's not that. It's just that people feel at times that they have one up on you when they don't know something, or you don't know something, or they think because you believe it. One of the downfalls of a Libra is knowing who you are and having to pretend that they don't, just because there's a dynamic of something called life, and it's called the domino effect. Libras play dominoes when they don't play dominoes. When one fall, the whole circle's gonna fall. So the only thing I'm doing right now is learning to shut up, which means if it's not my business, I don't care. I don't care, because I have realized, going through a lot of storms, that a lot of people were there when it was beneficial to them. And it didn't dawn on me until someone mentioned to me, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but it could be a little bit, maybe 2 more than that or whatever. Someone mentioned to me that what I thought was whatever wasn't. It was convenience, and I didn't notice it. But maybe within the last, I would say, 2 to 3 years, it fit right in where it fit in. And the only thing I can say is I'm thankful. So if you could take anything from this video, I would like you to take people, places, and things. You don't need an explanation. You don't need none of that where, when, what, where, why. None of that. In all things, remember people, places, and things. I absolutely broke down and cried a few days ago when a man absolutely opened his mouth to say that the person that he goes home to, he can't stand. And I absolutely said nothing. I shut my mouth, and it is very hard to do that, but it is a blessing to be able to do that. Thank you, Coral. Thank you. But to hear a full grown man say that the person that they go home to, they don't even like, it is a reality. Boys and girls, y'all gonna stop messing around with me. Yes, oh my goodness, confirmation on what's going on. Amen. I don't know how that happened. I hope y'all heard my doorbell. Oh my goodness. I'm like, hold it. And oh my God. So yes, some of the stuff that I said has been confirmed. I just got it now. But I got a phone call. No, I missed two phone calls from someone very important that deals with the building. And I saw the call ID and I missed the call. And when I went to call back, but I said no. Then someone knocked on my door to tell me about this man or whatever, and I'm like, are you serious? So what I have to do right now is just be quiet, mind my business, and stay in my lane. So confirmation is yes to what they said they were going to do. It is definitely confirmation, but it's going to be a little higher end than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to stay in here, my business. A neighbor came here and she said to me, I heard that they were supposed to do this, and this, and I'm like, and I sat right there. I just listened. Everything she had to say, I didn't say a single word. And then when she stopped, I realized what she was waiting for. She was waiting for me to confirm what I might have heard. But guess what I said? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let the visit go as it was going to go, and then we parted ways. That's right. Whatever you need to find out, you'll find out on your own. The only reason why you came here to find out from me is because of that shit you're doing in your apartment that they're going to find out sooner or later. That's why it's so bad for people like me who try to do the right thing. But I kid you not, a lot of people are going to be in a very bad way because they gave up on kindness. And I sat here this morning and I felt a certain type of way. And I'm working on like moving away from stuff in my head because someone who had full access to everything that we could have did together to help, especially if I could have got away from some of the handcuffs that keep me from doing the things that I want to do, just completely misread the opportunity that they had. And I guarantee you, there is no sorry that they could ever say to themselves for the opportunity that we could have made together doing what we needed to do. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have to say, people, places, and things, boys and girls. Uh, someone, oh my goodness. I was watching someone the other day. I looked at someone's thing. This man is, I don't like sexy men around me, boys and girls. I'm telling y'all now. I told him, I said, I said, I can't have, I don't want no man around me. So I feel a certain type of way when I see a certain type of man or whatever. I get a certain hot boil and all of that stuff starts speaking. It's been a while and it's going to stay a while. I don't want no part. Let me tell you something. I am I am blessed. I am blessed in ways that people would not be able to understand unless they put themselves in a state of well-being. Now, I love men. I don't think there's a creation on this earth like a man. A man has something that nobody else can give me, baby. Ugh. And it doesn't mean it has to be the goodie stick either. Take your damn mind out the gutter, boys and girls. But when I say a man, I mean a good quality man that stands on morals. And when he says something, he means it. And that stands on accountability. And that's what I like. That's why it doesn't mean that you have to be born swinging down there. That's not a man. That's a baby, goes into a void and it grows up. We have some very good men in some of these communities, baby. But we do not give these men the honor and the praise that they need, because I have been witness to some good men, but I kid you not, I would rather be home alone, unattached, than to be hooked to some of what these women out here are hooking up to. But I kid you not, I popped on a video and I saw like 5, 6, 7 women crying because they just don't want any part of the man that they're with. But you know what I said to myself? I just I just clicked off the video. I said I'm not even going to give it airplay in here. You know why? Every one of them had a chance to change the outcome in their life, whether it was at that moment or not. But I'm going to tell you what happened here in my location just a few days ago. There was this man. It was after 2 in the morning. It was this man down the street right here dragging this woman. The woman had a coat on, and he had her by the hood, and he was just pulling her backwards, and she's screaming and carrying on. He's grabbing on her arms and everything, and she's just screaming, "Let me go! Stop hitting me! Stop grabbing everything!" It was 3 people on the line with the police. You want to know how I knew it was 3? I heard it through each freaking window, and one person was across the street in the building over there, told a man to get off that woman. That man said to that person, "Suck," whatever, and all these other disrespectful words. So I was in my sleep, boys and girls, when I heard that, all of that commotion. So just imagine being in your sleep and then something like that wakes you up, and then you go to the window. Now, I'm not one of those people that go to the window and be looking and be nosy. Why? But I can if I choose to. I'm way above the ground, so you're not going to actually be able to take a gun and trigger up on this floor unless you actually coming from the floor down or the floor next to me. I'm way above, so I'm looking and I'm seeing, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And in that moment, it brought me back to when I was a victim of domestic violence. But I jumped on the phone. I'm dialing 911, and I'm holding the phone. They can hear this man saying all of this stuff. I said, "Listen to him. You can hear what he's saying." Oh, when she's screaming, "Get off me!" Everything. And then they asked me what the man was wearing, whatever the case may be. We don't need to go through all that. And then I heard about, I could tell about how many apartments down. You can hear the person on the phone. And then you can hear someone else from this side. You can hear, because you can hear the recording in the back and asking the questions or whatever. So it was at least 3 different 911 people that answered the phone. So then the person said, "Which part of the street?" So I told them exactly, because it's hard to tell somebody which street and where. So I did a very good job of understanding, because someone told me at a point in time landmarks. So I remembered something in detail. So they came right Johnny on the spot. So then as soon as they jumped out, the man jumped out, the police officer, he jumped over the snow. And then the guy that was grabbing on the woman went to jump over the gate right here. And you want to know why he didn't run? Because the behavior of the woman, she went to go over the gate to protect her abuser. I was like, oh, hell no. And then someone else, I got to be careful where my hand point and all that other stuff. Someone else said, "I'm tired of this and every other night and all this other stuff." So the woman that the police were coming to help, when they said, "Mister, you need help," she started walking away. And I said, if he slay you out, you deserve every fucking thing you get. I said, this makes it bad for people that's calling in, helping on you. And this is one of the things I always say. People always mind their business, but I will never mind my business when it comes to domestic violence. I don't care if I'm standing on the street and see a man beating on a woman. He would have to shoot me dead in my head. That's why I always say I will lose my life over kindness if that's what God has intended for me, because you are not supposed to stand witness to something like that. But that woman there, I will say it loud and proud. If I was to hear she was cut up in a gutter, she got just what she deserved. You want to know why? We are living in 2026, honey. There is no way in hell in New York, any woman, and I say New York with very good conviction. You want to know why? Because women have help in New York State. Women have help that you will not have if you was living in Florida. How I know? Because I was living in Florida when I went through domestic violence. I was living in Florida. But guess what, honey? You best believe this one fought back. Because I'm not letting no man put his hand on me and I don't fight back. You will have to kill me. Yes, I am her. I am her. But New York, they would help you. In the world, they would make you here to stay in domestic violence or anything with a man that should not be attached to you. You deserve everything you get. Now I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, to hear this man, and the reason why I can clarify what I'm saying right now, because it doesn't lean towards one person. It leans to a demographic of people. So I don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, she's speaking about, because you don't know who watches your channel. So I'm speaking in general to everybody. There have been, on occasion, at least 4 to 5 people that I knew had an alcoholic issue. And I don't like drunks. I kid you not. And I'm not gonna clean up the word and say it in a nicer way. Drunk is the absolute word for it because it is nothing else. And I know what it is to be a drunk. I used to drink, okay? But I do also know where my drinking stemmed from. And it came from trying to get rid of something that I couldn't get rid of. But I was able to get rid of it, but I didn't know to fight back for myself. But just in the span of whatever time, each person that I knew had this drinking habit. We're all chasing peace and tranquility away from people, places, and things, but they didn't want to take the accountability to do it on their own. And just one person in particular, and I'm going to be very careful, so don't comment because I know you're watching my channel because I said it before, and I'm going to say it this time because I said it to the person already. In order for you to get help, you have to leave the home you live in because you don't like the people that's in there. You're only there for what you can get from being there, and that is a place to lay your head. Be a man, stand up, get the hell out so they can be good and you can be good. That's it. But I kid you not, I legit had to cry when I was in airspace of being alone because it is so hard. But I respect honesty, boys and girls. I respect honesty. To be able to say out of your mouth that you're going home to someone that you don't even like. It wasn't love. You don't like the person, which means you understand which side of the bread your butter is on. That's it. But once you understand which side of the bread your butter is on, then you have to move and shake to make things different for yourself. But the first thing you need to do is fight all of what your body is going to put you through to get clean. Because sometimes people like you the way you are because you come with something too, and it's comfort. Even if a person doesn't like you drinking, if they're comfortable with the fact that you're walking through the door for whatever you bring to the table, then it's even. The scale is even because you're using them and they're using you. But that's when you know love is not there because you would never do that to someone you love. And if you really had an ounce of care for someone that you did not like, you would set them free. You would set them free because at some point you will be able to understand that that's not your person. That's why I would rather suffer, cry, everything. And trust me, honey, this book right here, I done wrote some things up in this book. You mother. But I kid you not, I still rather be true to myself. I'd rather be true to myself because I have to go to bed at night. And I kid you not, I've been sleeping so well. Before, Now the only problem with my sleeping is the sweating, and my head is right at the radiator. I kid you not, that my head is right at the radiator. But I have to think within the next few days what if I'm going to get rid of this couch. I've had this couch for about 2 months now, and maybe yeah about 2 months now, and I'm loving the couch and everything. I laid down yesterday, but see, I'm not one of those people that want to lay down on my furniture. My bed is for sleeping, my couch is for lounging, and I don't want to pick up a bad habit of laying on my furniture, because after a while your furniture start looking like the way you treat it. So I don't want that. And plus, I'm normally not in my living room, but this is the second day I've been in my living room. I'm actually doing some little crafting, some just to keep our mind busy, boys and girls. And I plan on, I don't know, but I don't know. So I just been doing a little bit of stuff to keep my head busy. What the? Oh, no, something right there, but I don't want that on my camera. So I realized I wanted to check something, but boys and girls, when I say right now I'm doing bad, my caseworker messaged me yesterday, asked me if I needed some food. I have food in my freezer, absolutely, but my refrigerator is naked. I took a picture of my refrigerator for my caseworker to see. I said if you could bring me some vegetables and some sweet potatoes, it would be nice. But I told her I unplugged my phone. My phone is linked to my doorbell, and then I got a message from somewhere that the delivery person couldn't contact me, and I realized now why they couldn't contact me, because my doorbell is linked to my phone. I don't care if they send the package back. I'm not plugging my phone in unless I'm about to make a phone call, and I don't think I'm going to make one. But I'm going to tell you something. In a few of my videos, I have put my fetch password, code, whatever case may be. Normally I don't, but I started to. I'm going to say very little because I owe myself accountability and I have something to lose. So I'm going to be very lenient with what I say. Just remember, if you're shopping on Amazon, you better be getting something from Amazon, because Amazon is doing everything in their power to take something away from you. As God gives me breath, I'm going to do my best not to ever order from Amazon unless I'm given a gift card. My money, I don't want to use on Amazon anymore. I didn't think that a day would come that I would be in that thing again, or ever, or whatever. I remember a point in time when people jumped off the Amazon bandwagon. Well, if I were you, I would be on Fetch. I would be getting my gift cards, and I would be getting all my cleaning supplies. I'm not talking about any nails, eyeliners, none of that shit. I'm talking about my dish detergent, my toilet paper, and my hand cleaning supplies. I would be getting my gift cards and getting my cleaning supplies. What you do with that is on you. But yesterday I did take some time and I put my fetch code in some of my videos. I am really, really upset about what I have recently come to be aware of. But I am not going to strip myself from what I can come up from using what the Lord has provided me with. So if I have some gift cards, I'm going to gift card them to Amazon and get me my cleaning supplies. What I'm working on right now is I need some of that Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. And I can't get it right now, but that's the only thing I need because my skin is feeling a certain type of way. So I need to give it a break from some of the stuff that I'm using. I don't really have the means to just throw it away, so I put some coconut oil in it, and hopefully it works out. But I need to get some Dr. Bronner's. I have like a few coins on Amazon, but not enough to pay that $30-something for that soap. And I'm going to also use it to wash my dishes, like my glasses and stuff like that. If I use a glass, not greasy pots, but it's going to be what I use to wash my dishes. But for right now, I'm using baking soda to wash my dishes, and I'm using vinegar to rinse my dishes. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's amazing what baking soda will do. But when I go to the supermarket, I make sure I get about 4 or 5 of them baking sodas. But when I go this time, next time, I'm going to get me a big old supply. Yep. I may have about 3 or 4 gallons of vinegar in here, but That is definitely not enough because I have yesterday I cleaned my mirrors in the bathroom. That was my vinegar. This morning I wiped my TV down and my counter. That was my vinegar. So I need vinegar, and if I can get vinegar right now, however I'm going to get my vinegar, I need my vinegar. So I'm working on right now supplying myself with what I may need later down the line. All the rest of that stuff, but I have to say 2026 was a very hard year for me. No, 2025 was a very hard year for me, but I had a lot of joy in 2025, and I'm going to stick to the joy. I'm holding on to that. Whatever may not have been I'm not even caring about that. It is what happened. I will not change any of it. I don't regret any of it. Everything that made me happy is what I'm going to hold on to. But 2026, the only thing I want to do is educate myself. And one of the things I'm doing now with access to what I have control over is I am unfollowing YouTube videos that are based generally on AI. I'm unfollowing. So there was a few videos that I was when it comes on and I'm watching. If I see a vegetable vanish, I immediately remove the video, and then when I get to my computer, I unsubscribe. I'm not going to subscribe to videos when the whole thing I'm watching and then the vegetable just vanished out. The ladies, oh, she put the food in the mouth, and I'm going to ban it. I'm going to move away from that. And someone said something to me on this channel. No, nobody is gonna buy your bags with those basic designs. You helped me way more than you will ever in your life know. And the only reason why, and I had to enlighten other people, but I did sell one of them basic bags already. Kindness is free. And I could have told you to kiss my ass, all the other stuff, but I don't want you to do any of that stuff. I want you to continue to do what you're doing because consistency is where I need to be, and you are very consistent. But when you use the word basic, you gave me something that you didn't realize that I had already needed, that I didn't realize I already had. And then when I went to design some of the things that I designed, one of the key words was basic. When it's all said and done, basic is going to pay the piper. So you sit around if you want to and think you're hurting someone. You're only hurting yourself because you have given me consistency. Whether you like it or not, you have given me consistency. And the only thing I'm going to ask you in kindness is to continue to give it. Why? Because you're going to need me one day, whether you ever admit it or not. And I only pray that you're not someone that I would ever let through my front door. Because if I did find out that you were someone that I let through my front door, I would give you something you never thought you had coming. I'm a Libra, baby. I'm a Libra. And I'm going to stay a Libra to the day I die. I lead with kindness. I stay in peace until you unravel the candy wrapper. And when you unravel the candy wrapper, but in the meantime of you unraveling slow and steady, I'm doing what I need to do to get to the cookie. So you stay consistent, my dear. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's always welcome. But let me tell y'all something. If you have a YouTube channel, do not put your mouse anywhere near the thumbs up. Never put your mouse anywhere near thumbs up. You will never know if someone thumbs down your video, and it will help you tremendously. I have no access to anything on my channel now besides thumbs up, and I kid you not, I had 8 comments on a video, and I am thankful. But I'm going to be doing some greeting cards for the next few days, and those greeting cards are going to be given to people whose address I have. I don't really want to be working on things outside my house anymore and those type of sources. My kindness belongs to my followers. And when I say my followers, I mean my subscribers, because I do go into my stats and I do look and stuff like that. But y'all guys, y'all men, y'all are stepping up, honey. I'm seeing my stats. My stats going up for the men. I don't know what I'm bringing to the table. Whatever it is, I thank you. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye bye.